thing. No, girl, there are no lights that light up my name. Ooh-wee, hey, I might not have fancy clothes, baby, hey, baby, or able to afford London or Rome. Listen, girl, all I have is this song. Girl, I love you all night long, baby. All I have for you is love. One more time, darling. All I have for you is love. Listen when I tell you, baby. All I have for you is love. You're all I need this whole wide world, darling. All I have for you is love. Look ahead, look ahead, look ahead, look ahead. Play the music, boy. Play it all night long. Oh, yeah. I tell you, baby, I like to see the way you groove. Ooh, baby. Girl, how our bodies are so in tune. Hey, when you stare into my face, well, alright, takes me to another place where I get lost inside your love. It's only you I'm thinking of. I think of brighter days, so let's go the night away. Hey, baby. All I have for you is love. Look ahead, look ahead, look ahead, look ahead, girl.
The aftermath of every social revolution brings about change. Cultural norms and landmarks shift as our minds and hearts expand beyond the familiar. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose in the land of the living. This is our time to renew, revive, and restore the hope lost to the busyness of life. This is our time to dig again and rebuild from the storms of our past on a solid footing that holds. Welcome to The Foundation.
The foundation. Foundation. Foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all around the world. Praise God. It's a beautiful day. Grateful to be in your company. One day away from being able to celebrate 53 years self-governance, independence here in the country. It is a beautiful thing that we're here and we can be able to kind of reflect upon where we are and where we're going. I think that's important for the conversation as we move forward and make these things happen. Guys, I want to thank you so much for being able to tune in with me today. This is 89.5 FM Foundation Radio, number one space to be able to get the number one talk show in the country. I want to thank you so kindly for being able to make that happen. I thank you guys. I want you guys to be able to kind of join me in conversation if you can, if you wish. 827-0111, 827-0111. And we want to be able to make these things happen as we continue to be able to jam with you and have a great conversation about growth and development in the country. Got to shout out my good, decent people who are out there making things happen and really being able to assist us in growth and development. That's always, I guess that's the objective. That's the sort of the aim, the goal, the idea. We got to grow, we got to expand, we got to make some things happen. And I want to thank the guys for being able to do that with us. And to growing with us and supporting us and being able to do that. Got to shout out my good, decent people over at Carpet Borough. I told you before, you could be able to fix that track road with running through your carpet. That track road, you think that's the road between Pinedale and Han Hill. You need to stop. This track road with running through that. Listen to me. This back road in your carpet. Huh? You got the dog walking through the house. This, that. You all need to stop. I've been to somebody else who had carpet in the bathroom. You all need to stop it. Why your bathroom smell like mold, mildew, and rank? It's too much. There's some things that you do and some things that you don't do. Carpet World could assist you with being able to organize that, identify that, to put carpet where it's supposed to be, give you that renewed, revived, restored, refreshed space. They even got that nice commercial carpet. I bought some of that commercial carpet from them also. So you could be able to get that. It doesn't have that kind of a bounce, but it's beautiful, man. You can get some of that also. But you can go in there, check them out, man. Ask for Kyle Williams. He'd be more than happy to assist you. They still got that 53% thing going on. You want to go and check that out. So give them a call. The numbers you can call today is 341-8671, 341-8671. They can take very good care of you in that kind of a space, so make sure that you're good in those areas. Go check them out, Carpet World. Check my guys out. My good, decent friend out, Dr. Adley Smith, Teresa Adley Smith. She can be able to assist you with Coco Plum Wellness. This is the hydrocolonic. I got to keep telling you about the hydrocolonic. Is that time, is that season. Maybe you feel sluggish. Maybe you think it's that you're getting older. This is an expectation. Maybe this is something that you would have seen in your parents, your mother, your father, your grandmother. These are things that are happening, but this is as a result of what exists in your colon. This has been sitting in there from the bubble gum that you've eaten in grade 3 to the glue that you would have eaten in grade 9. Why are you eating glue in grade 9? Great question. I don't know. You need to stop. Okay? To the alcoholic beverages that you eat now. I listened to one of these conversations where persons were doing this kind of a colon cleanse, and the guy says that there was about 30 feet of bile that came out of this lady, and they opened it up, which is a very peculiar thing. And he said that she was being treated for some sort of cancer, and they find the mercury laying in the duct, in that kind of a bile. Come on, guys, let's get, there are about 60 feet of just, intestines, lower, big intestines, small intestines. There are just a tremendous amount that's in us. And so we got to be able to create this kind of a space that we're keeping ourselves clean and working those things out. Go check them out, man. Go check out Dr. Teresa Adley Smith. She's located in the One West Plaza. This is for the hydrocolonic with Coco Plum Wellness. Now, I got to talk to her to find out whether or not we can get something going on. Talk to me. I got to talk to her to see exactly what the number that you can call for her today is 445-8111, 445-8111 to be able to get your hydrocolonic. Get yourself clean out. You sit down here and just be, well, child, that's what my mother going through. I getting old. Stop it, man. Stop it. Let's look for solutions. We're in 2026 now. There are things that we could be able to do to keep ourselves renewed, revived, refreshed, restored, and really on that path of growth and development. And you can do that with the hydrocolonic and Dr. Teresa Adley Smith. She can take care of you. Also, Sell-All, I told you, man, this is a beautiful time to go down there, get yourself something nice for the holidays. We're going to be celebrating a holiday tomorrow, and so you're all for the next 3 days or so. You want to be able to catch up on your stories. You want to see it in real time. Go get yourself an 85-inch television. Go get yourself one of them big boys. You didn't get nothing for in June. Talk to me. You try to slide that crab on him. He didn't want that. Huh? Oh, wow. You ever see the value? Listen to me. If I talking to you and I said, wow, really? Wow. Most likely I'm not paying attention. Now, sometimes that's a genuine wow, but most likely that's a sort of a kickback. If you bring this big gift to your daddy, then he say, ooh, wow. Okay. Thanks. There's just a superficial appreciation. He's going back to tell the boys, you wouldn't believe, after I didn't buy this woman everything she want, she bring me a 19-inch television. And I wouldn't even talk about the flat screen. The whole box. She say it wouldn't believe. I saw this at the garage sale and I thought about you. The sticker was still on it. The woman spent $7 and haggled the woman back down the tree. It's too much. And then she can bring to me, and this is what he telling us. This is too much. Go be decent. Go to Sell-All to get your father, your loved one, your son. Graduation just happened. You want to be able. You told him if you did well, you get him an iPad or you get him on PS5 or whatever. Go down there and check the thing out. All right, check it out. The numbers you can be able to call today for Sell-All 361-7267, 361-7267. Buy something with decency and go check out my good guy over the weekend. Garden of Eden. Get yourself a little good Bahamian breakfast and enjoy yourself down there. The numbers you can call for him, Ephraim Jones, 819-5574, 819-5574. Guys, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Would you be my neighbor? Talk to me. You forget that in. It's a beautiful day, guys, and I'm always grateful to be here with you and jamming with you in these particular spaces and instances, to be able to talk for growth and development, to talk about where we are and where we're going. Happy independence to all of those persons who are celebrating independence in the Bahamas. Happy independence to all those Bahamians, to our forefathers who would have fought for us, to the men that signed over this sort of an idea for self-governance, growth and development in this country, for the champions that actually were the forerunners to being able to sit in strategic positions of growth, to be able to show the next generation that this can happen, that you can do this, to the black faces that stood in pride and proud in their position, being able to exclaim to all those persons who would have been over the hill, that you can climb over, find the space, grow, develop, and be able to make a path for you and your children and your children's future. To the administration, to the leadership in this country, past and present, who understand the objective of being able to ensure that you create a space for growth and development, for the forward movement, forward, upward, onward, together, the nature of who we are in this country. I say happy independence to all of y'all. Happy independence. To the women that continue to be able to bat their eyes every time someone says sweet thing in the can, what's going on, let me bite you on your elbow, and they say, you know something, I want to have another Bahamian baby. I salute you and say happy independence. To the men who reject the idea of a vasectomy and said that it is time to procreate and ensure that we could be able to have this land overflowing with Bahamian babies, warm-blooded Bahamians who have a desire to be able to pour into this nation and move forward, I say happy independence. To the basketball players who were shooting on the milk crate outside barefoot, now you got more mold and fungi in your toe and you hide that with new socks all the time and play it in the NBA. For the Bahamas, we say thank you. For the golden girls who couldn't eat peas and rice during the times that they wanted, and all the macaroni and coleslaw and fried plantain and fried chicken that they want, because they got to be able to train to keep their body together and bring home the goal. I said, happy independence. Happy independence. Happy independence. To all the babies' mamas, mamas, happy independence. To all the fathers who understood the task and the responsibility that they had to being able to stay in the house with the baby, to provide a very clear and stable position that children understand that daddy is there, mommy is there. This concerted effort to being able to develop and pour into the next generation, despite the fact that the woman may drive you crazy. Thank you. Happy independence. Happy independence. For those people who get into a fender bender and jump out the car and say, oh, Jesus, I'm so sorry. Let's wait on the police. No, they can take too long. Well, let me give you my card. You take my card. I can fix it. Go down here. Let's get it done. Let's be decent. You did it. You shake hands. You made an agreement. I say, happy independence. To all the restaurants that sell fresh conch and fresh fish, fried, delicious, authentic, I say, happy independence. To every new artist, young, who understands the mission, the task, to be able to come out here and give us authentic Bahamian music, absolutely undeniable, that we could be able to jam out with, that we identify as a part of our heritage, and we could celebrate even though you have a new jack swing to it. Talk to me. This new funk. All the DMAC them, being able to give us authentic Bahamian flavor with a new school twist that is absolutely undeniable. To you, I say, happy independence. To the young, to the old, to the middle age who understand the task, the responsibility, and the beauty of what it means to be a Bahamian, I say, happy independence. To the first and second generation of Haitians and Turks Island and Jamaicans that were born in the Bahamas, that has absorbed this culture with a great respect, gratitude, and being able to expose it and to show it with a sense of grace. To you, I say, happy independence. You all are good and decent people. To every mechanic on the side of the road who know you shouldn't be in these people's place. Got oil all over the place, but you're doing your best to help your brothers and sisters, and you got to feed your children at the same time. But Jesus, clean up the yard. For God's sake, you got a rat running over the place. To you, I say, happy independence. My God, who else we got? Who else we got? To all the crab soup eating women who work in the government office, who's sitting in there right now. Child, you wouldn't believe what I cooked last night. And you open it up, you got crawfish and crab and chicken sauce and all these things. That's thinking of the people office at 9:28 in the morning is too much. You need to stop. To you, I say happy independence. To the decent women who say, fast food, I don't want that. Let me go home and whip something up for you. To you, I say happy independence. To the children who learn to plait the maypole and to dance, to whine, to have a good time. To you, I say happy independence. To our fishermen brothers and sisters who go out there and come back screaming how much Dominicans trying to be able to take our things out and trying to do their best to ensure that we could safeguard this country for Bahamians and leave something for our children's children and taking care of what they got to. To you, I say happy independence. To the mothers and the fathers who would have lost their children far too early, who would have died in the pursuit of maturity, who would have died in the pursuit of occupation. To the mothers and the fathers who are out here mourning the death of a loved one, most recently and historically in this country, that are still here, just like Diamond's father in the paper this morning, that has the grace to say that my baby would want me to forgive for what has happened. To you, I say happy independence. To all those people with bitterness that exists in them for someone doing them wrong that should not have done them wrong, we know. We see you and we agree. To you, I say happy independence. It's a lot of y'all out there. It's a lot of y'all out there. A lot of people out there in this nation. But we got to give God praise, honor, and glory for all that He's done for us and for the fact that we're still here in the land of the living.
First and foremost, I gotta thank God. I thank God. First and foremost,
I just got to be able to do this. We here and we living, baby.
I thank God.
I got to thank God.
I gotta thank God.
God has been good to us. Good to you,
Foremost, I gotta thank God.
good to me. Sometimes you reject the idea. We got to give God praise.
I gotta thank God.
53 years, baby.
I thank God.
And we don't know how long we got to go.
First and foremost, I gotta thank God.
For those of us who are in the faith, we don't know when the eastern sky can crack, but we have work to do as we're here. There is a purpose that exists in you. You got to get that thing out. Don't sit there and just let it kind of, oh, well, child, I try and, I trying to get it together. Let's make these things happen. Let's make it happen. Happy Independence to all those persons who are out there being able to celebrate. I want to thank you guys so very kindly for being able to do that. There's a lot going on. I want to be able to talk to you about it. There's a lot of things happening. Happy, happy, happy Independence to you as we celebrate 53 years of who some would say self-governance, 53 years of some would say this sort of an idea where it's, just internal governance. People say all kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to fight them. All I say is for you and I who are out here in the land of the living, who are here now, and we could be able to give God praise, honor, and glory for all that he's done for us, for the position that we have, for the aspirations that we have, for the ideas that exist, for the opportunities with every breath, for the fact that we up and we out here, that we can find another. Listen, for those of us who love and let go to love again, all of us, happy Independence. And for my brothers and sisters who are out here listening to me in United States of America, in Trump's America, let's be clear about this. For my brothers and sisters out here in Trump's America, in this position that they believe that as you watch the Mexicans get scooped up and you watch millions of them go back over the border to get back to Mexico, as you look at the statistics to identify that there's no illegal migrants coming into this space, as you do your best to stay under the radar and you watch on the television where nuns getting locked up, where officers who work for the U.S. government getting locked up, where all these things happening and you say, God, it ain't gonna happen to me. I need to remind you
Bless like God, no bless like God, bless like God, there ain't no bless like God. I stand, tell me pack my clothes, them by Trump, them must see think I homeless, by need a doctor cause I homesick, by thank the Lord I get home. I come in home, tell my Grammy break Johnny, okay. Tell my DJ play some reggae straight. From the island, I ain't from no state. Buy my ticket and I on my way. I coming home, tell my mommy bake Johnny Red.
Listen to me.
Tell my cousin now I'm cold cowbell.
A cold cowbell.
Tell the DJ play some reggae straight. From the island, I ain't from no state. I coming home.
You got a home to come home.
Place like home. Ain't no place like home.
It ain't never been no place like home.
It ain't no place like home. It ain't no place
8 Mile
like
Rock.
home. It ain't no place like home.
West End.
It ain't no place like home. It ain't no
Queens Rock.
place like home. They must see think I's Wycliffe.
Use Wycliffe?
Oh, they must see think I's Lauren.
Not Lauryn Hill.
So don't treat me like no refugee.
You're no refugee.
Thank the Lord I get a home.
You got a home.
I coming home. Don't treat me like no
Walls Alley.
Just
Pinewood.
to make your country great again.
Gambia.
My passport say
Fox Hill.
And
Georgetown.
away from I go
Pelican Bay.
No place like home.
Inagua.
Ain't no place like home. Ain't
Eleuthera.
no place like home. It
Long
ain't no
Island.
place like home. It ain't
Spanish
no place
Wells.
like home. It ain't no place
Habakkuk.
like home. Thank the Lord I
Ain't
get
no
home.
place.
I coming home.
Jesus
I
can tell you
tell
that.
me pop my clothes.
It ain't no place like home.
Trump them must see think I homeless. But
Nicholstown.
need a doctor cause I homesick.
Red Bay.
Thank the
Mangrove
Lord I
Key.
get home.
South Andres.
Where
Where you going? Where you going?
Tell the DJ play some reggae straight. From the island, I ain't from no state. Buy my ticket and I on my way. I coming home, let my mommy baby Johnny. Yeah. scratch.
I just had to let you know that. Remind you, all my people out there,
DJ play some reckless.
all across the street,
From the island, I
ducking and diving.
ain't coming home.
You ain't never been a refugee.
Like home.
You ain't from the south. You're from right here. Our passport been decent long time. Huh? You show your passport, you straight. You straight. I was making 90 miles an hour in the United States of America. Flying. I-75. Fly. I didn't even know I was making 90 because the road's so good, Jesus. Cars passing me, but I didn't even look at my thing. I said, this is why I get so slow, so much people passing me. I flying on I-75. Flying. Car pulled me over. My wife in the car. My 2 children in the car. Destin and Hillary. We headed to Lion Country Safari. Did you know you was making? No, sir, I did not know I was making 90. I do apologize about that. Give me a license and registration. Look in the car, everything. You take the license, go on to the car, you run the plates, run the tag, come back. So where you from? I am from the Bahamas. You from Nassau or you from Freeport? I said I'm from Freeport. We live in west of Freeport, West Grand Bahama. Really? Man, one time I've been to Nassau, you wouldn't believe it. I had so much fun. I never had that much fun in my life. I love the Bahamas, man. Listen to me. It ain't never been no place like home. The man let me go. You know what's something that happened to me in the States? The man stopped me and said, you ever been locked up in the States, boy? I said, no, man. Who you calling man, boy? I said, listen, that's my colloquialism. I'm from the Bahamas. That's how we used to talk. I don't mean nothing to it. Have a good time, man. I got married down there in the Bahamas. I love you guys. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. There's never been no place like home. You can imagine me from someplace else? And I tell the man, bomba clot. What? Woo, woo. In jail. Gone. Yeah, because there's a stigma associated with everybody, not in a bad way. They didn't identify you in one way or another. It ain't never been no place like home. Amen. Somebody give me amen. Jesus. Tell your cousin them stop doing stupidness in Trump America. They know they never get straight. Come home. Don't let Trump, listen to me. You think Trump just can put you all on a plane and send you, anytime you're getting deported in somebody's country, they have to detain you. I read a story the other day. The fella was coming home. I think it was a young lady. She was coming home, and they find out that she was coming home. They go and get her from the airport, and they lock her up and then send her home. That is the protocol. You get locked up. Then they put you on a blacklist, and you can't come to the States for 10 years. You got to call a lawyer. You got to do this. You got to do that. Stop liking man. Oh, this is for my kids, and I just want to be. Stop it. What the hell you think going on? The Bahamas is good enough for you. We did all these wonderful things here, so forth and so on. You think we ain't got to take care of you? We got your children covered. Come home. How there's no opportunities for stop it. Stop it. What you doing in the States right now? We could create that for you to do for yourself. You should have been over there getting your certification and getting yourself qualified to do these things. Come home. But I don't know. The island I'm from, all right, then come set yourself up in Nassau. Get yourself on your feet. Identify your small community that you need to be able to get some things done with. Fortify yourself. Let your word, let your message go out there. Let people know who you are, what you do, so forth and so on. Build your clientele, and then find your way back to your island, wherever that is. Come. You don't think this? Listen, nothing more beautiful for me. Go to the States, enjoy myself, ride around, buy some new tennis. I like that. Buy me some new shoes. I like that. Some new shirts. Yeah, I like that. Not so much pants. You know what I'm saying? right? But you get a couple jeans or whatever the case may be. I like these things. You understand? You go over there, you buy some electronics, you enjoy yourself, you go to the buffet, you ride around, you look, ooh, ah, you enjoy these things. You get on the plane and you come home. You ain't got to worry about no bunch of taxes. You ain't got to worry about all these things like that. Yeah, you got to play VAT and things like that now. But you're home. Amen? Ain't nobody got to be spitting on your name. You ain't got to shake a cup for $2 to get something to eat. You ain't got to live under nobody's bridge. You don't have to have that pride. Prodigal son, come home. If ain't nobody never tell you, we need you to come home. Bring your skills to pay the bills. Come home. Amen? You're around here doing your best to be able to show yourself worthy. Yeah, you could do that. No man knows. No man gets honor in his own house. And yeah, I understand what you're saying. But we could look at that from an island perspective. Let's say you live in Abaco and you don't get the kind of recognition that you need in Abaco. Then move from Abaco. Go to Bimini. I never tell y'all when they tried to fire me from the hotel. When Malia took over the hotel. Malia took over the hotel from Starwood. I just was on the path for executive management, really preparing myself with Six Sigma and everything like that. Starwood. I've always loved Starwood. I've worked for Starwood for a very long time. I've always loved Starwood Properties. And I've always enjoyed that. Always loved the principles, the science associated with being able to get customer service. Everything that I've learned from Starwood Hotel. Malia took over from Starwood, the Sheraton property, and they purchased it. And I didn't know if it was a good thing, it was a bad thing, it was peculiar. I read up on Malia and identified what kind of a property this was and so forth and so on. And after I did all of that, these Spanish people, they're big on siestas. Siestas is sleeping in the middle of the day. And so there was a culture associated with that. But it wasn't the American culture. It was sort of a European, Latin American type blend. It was not the authenticity of what we would have learned customer service to be, which is always alert, always punctual, always, you know what I mean? Like it was a different type of customer service because they really serviced a different part of the world. I did all my studies on these people. I didn't do my studies and all these things. And a lot of the persons that they would have brought down for the task force. A task force is that whenever an organization or company, an entity, a corporation acquires a new space, acquires a new property, they send a task force down. Now, this is just general principles. Whenever Britain acquires a new territory, they send a governor general down. And with the governor general, they send the authority down to say this is who's going to be able to take over, so forth and so on. So that's the same principles that applies. For you to be able to change the mindset, for you to be able to change rules, regulations, laws, for you to be able to cause those persons' minds to be acclimated and be able to be fine-tuned into how you or how Mother Britain handles these particular things, you need a governor general. The governor general is responsible for being able to teach you their language, their rules, regulations, laws, the expectations of what they have in this particular space. The governor general identifies those things. And if you don't do that, then they have the enforcers. That's what the task force was. The task force has always been the proverbial governors responsible for being able to shift the culture that exists in the space to really redefine, realign that culture to be able to identify and reflect the home company. Okay? So that's all the task force is. Okay? We've seen that in so many instances, but that's the general principle associated with this. Now, Malia acquire the Sheraton Hotel. After the acquisition of the Sheraton Hotel, they send their people from task force. And so, trying to show yourself as a good Negro, you do everything to show these people what your capability is and so forth and so on. All right? And so you show them and you say, yeah. And I didn't tell these people I could speak Spanish. I didn't do, everybody didn't tell them how would interpret that. They didn't have their shoppers. I know these people are shoppers. Shoppers are just people who, without making any declarations to say that they are part of corporate or part of the company. They come in and they just watch everyone to see whether or not you're hitting certain tunes. If you're good with customer service, boom, boom, boom. So they have all these things. They have all these mechanisms set up. Now, I told you before, some things happen when I told them when they come into this jurisdiction, though they had the authority that existed over the hotel, they did not have an authority that existed over the land. And so because the hotel's on the beach, all I did is tell them, you don't own the beach. Okay? Calm down. Oh, this Negro he's a little bit too mouthy. He's a little bit too mouthy. Okay. The people decided to get rid of me. It wasn't no big deal. They got rid of executives before me. Okay, so I was in management, so there was directors and executives. So the entire body of the executives had gone, directors were gone, and they kept some managers. Okay, I thought I would be one of the managers they kept to put in a director's position. I really thought it was, because I was already on track for that. So they called me in the human resources. The woman slide me, right? Never meet this woman before in my life. Her name in Tingham as a part of the task force for the financial, right? And this country is so slack. Anyway, she's a part of the task force identified to be able to come under the financial branch. So, because it's important that they could be able to look over their money. But she's sitting in a human resources capacity, and her degree is in human resources. So they've always desired her to be able to sit in this particular position. But on paper, they couldn't say that she was going to come to sit in a human resources capacity, simply because human resources, for all intents and purposes, and a tradition that exists in here, not rules, regulations that govern this country, human resources is a local thing. It's a colloquial, it's a cultural thing. You need to know people, know how people react, know how to talk to people, know the steps associated with whether or not you call the shop steward, so forth and so on, all these things. Anyway, this woman sitting there as the human resources professional in the seat of the human resources person. They already didn't tell the human resources person leave at Melio. Now they called me in, and she slid me. She said, "Good afternoon, Mr. Howard. It is so good to talking to you. Today we have to pass in you this, and we want to thank you so much." I read in the letter. I'm a front office manager. "We want to thank you so much. We will definitely take care of you and make sure that you're comfortable in these places." So I read in it, right? Because she's from Mexico, right? I don't make fun of the thing. I just telling you this what it is. So I'm reading it, and it says, front office manager position is redundant, and we need you to vacate. We want to thank you so much for your service. That's what the letter said. I said, "Who did this letter?" And I turned it around and I passed it to her. I said, "Who did this letter?" This is, I tell you, they don't know. People don't know what they're doing when they come into your jurisdiction. They don't know. So she did a letter, and I said, "Who did this letter?" And I passed it back to her. Like, I slide it right back to her. I said, "Who did this?" She said, "Pero we did it, the letter, and it's I said, "Okay, so this is a breakdown in communication, because whoever did this don't know what they're doing." "Excuse me?" So I said, "You cannot make the front office manager's position redundant. Redundancy indicates that you're going to close the entire office, that the office is no longer. You no longer need this office, and this particular position will no longer be identified. You're not firing me. You're not asking me to be excused. You're making my position as a manager redundant. You cannot bring another manager over me in a position that you just made redundant. The position is not redundant." I said, "Let me explain something to you. When you was in Mexico, right? You're from Mexico?" "Yes, pero," I said, "Okay, listen. While you were sleeping on your twin cot with a small foam material, with your 5 brothers and sisters on this one twin cot, 3 to the foot and 2 to the head, Every morning you wake up rank because somebody in this bed had a bladder problem. And they was pissing bad every night, talking to the woman just like this, I said, I was in my country. I said, every day you wake up and look at the border trying to figure out how you can get across that to get to America or someplace so you could take care of your family. I was living in the Bahamas. I tell a woman this. I never meet. She said, oh my God, how can you say this to me? I said, miss, this is the first time we meet. The first thing you give me is a paper to fire me. I don't even know who you is. You come here to fire me. I said, for no good reason. You don't even know. All you want to do is get rid of me. You don't even know why you're firing me. So tell you what, take this redundancy letter and go back to where you come from. I am going to work. I'm coming to work tomorrow. And every day after that until you fix this stupidity. Because none of y'all know what y'all doing around here. 30 days after that, I came to work. And they paid me for the 30 days that I came after they gave me this letter of redundancy. And then they fired me like they're supposed to. There's no place like home, baby. You have to know your rights. You have to know your position. You have to know what your forefathers fought for. You have to know that you're not a servant. You have to know that you're not a slave. You have to know that the aspirations of men out there who have dreams that exist elsewhere, they can't get it done in their own home. You have to know that they have no cooperation. You have to know that they have no investment power in their own spaces. You have to know that the desperation of the men that exist in our space that continue to be able to cowtail and genuflect to an idea of a little couple dollars and sell out our entire country is not who we are in this country. We fight too hard for this. We work too hard for this. We too smart for this. We smarter than these people you all bring around here. These people who never had nothing. These people who come from the swamp water. Huh? These people who had aspirations, looking up at the star, praying to whoever, Hail Mary, Mother of God. I don't know who these people is. Doing Santa Maria, whatever they're doing to come to our country to tell me and my Bahamian brothers and sisters there's no opportunities here for you. To be able to create a space by being able to sit down with some administration to be able to knock me out of place to accommodate their brothers and sisters through a letter of intent, through a memorandum of understanding, and none of us do anything about it. We still home, baby. We still home. And that is why I say to you, we have to challenge this administration. This administration came in and started to talk to us significantly about progress. This administration has cast a big dream into the minds and hearts of the Bahamian people with an underlining, assured position that we're safe with Brave. 33 seats. Now it's time for us to be able to own hotels. We get to own. We get to own some things. Now, I know that may not be an easy thing to have a conversation about. I know that the idea of having black ownership is never something that our brothers and sisters to the northwest of us has ever been able to look at with glee. The reason why Eric Gardner getting all the hell he got is because how can he come from being a drug dealer to an owner in this society? He must be dealing drugs still, because that's all he know. There is no place like home. Home doesn't give you an implication or an idea of perfection. I'm never saying to you that there's perfection here. I'm never saying that home is the model of which the world should be able to be duplicated by. We're saying that the authenticity, the struggles, the trials, the tribulations, the position that we have here the acknowledgement of knowing who we are in the space that we are, there's no place like it. The relationships that we have, the access that we have to leadership, the ability to be able to get some things done, the agitation that we could be able to make some things happen with a unified voice, there is no place like home. The geographical location between the United States and the world, strategically placed at the pinnacle, the crown of the Caribbean, there is no place like home. There is no place like home. And so we say this, and I say this to you. I encourage you. I remind you. We got a lot of things going on. Whether that's corruption, perceived corruption, laziness, lackadaisical posture, whether that's a casual position, whether that there's a pursuit of comfort and never the pursuit of success, whether that is the contrast between people who have a little and you looking at yourself to being able to say, I have less, and being able to contrast that and say, well, it ain't working for me and it's working for you. Well, how come you get that? Whether that is the struggle with envy, whether that is the struggle with jealousy, whatever that is, this is our home. And I rather fight with the demons I know than the demons I don't know. I rather fight with a very clear understanding, like Grammy said to me, that old broom know where the dirt is. The way that it's bent to get into the crevices, to get into the spaces, the way that it is actually designed, the way that it is conformed itself to be able to ensure that it could reach where it needs to reach to get your space clean the way that you want it. The old broom know. It's been worn. It's gone through some things. And the new broom don't necessarily reach the depth that this one can. Old broom. I rather fight with what I know and celebrate this home that is mine. All your mayonnaise and conch salad, all your scorch, conch, all your pig feet eating, flat wings, sauce having, I love y'all and me home. I'm grateful to be born in the Bahamas. I'm grateful to be living in the Bahamas. I'm grateful to be in this space. It is a blessing, never a curse. Only way you see it as a curse is because what exists in you, the purpose, the power, the strength, the talent that God deposited in you, you sitting down with your arms folded and your legs crossed waiting for somebody else to do it, but you were called to do it. Your lack of participation is making the country stagnant. It's no place like home. While you seek to be able to make America great again, yeah, there's greatness in us that we need to be able to visualize and materialize the first time. You're sitting down here talking against your country to your children, telling them never to come back home. The angel should come down and put a hot coal on your tongue. Like Zachariah. And you shut up until the birth of the new Bahamaland. And then your mouth loose when you say, it's no place like home. You give God praise, honor, and glory for where you are. Stop looking at these people things like in man. I say that with a colloquial intent. Stop looking at people things and making this determination that theirs is better than yours when you never try to fix yours yet. You never put your hand to yours yet. You never did anything to prove, to show, to identify. I from 8 Mile Rock. Rock saw. Do you know that? Do you know this? Roxor shots. I just need you to know these things. All day. 8 Mile Rock to the world. All day. If we ain't the best, we's the closest. There's no place like home. Guys, we can dive into the paper a little bit as we get ourselves prepared for another holiday and another celebration, being able to identify ourselves a little bit closer. 53 years of independence. There is absolutely no place like home. I want to take this quick commercial break. When we get back, we can dive a little bit deeper into these conversations. Quick commercial break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
It's like home, no place like home. Place like home, there ain't no place like home. I stand, tell me pack my clothes, them by. Trump, them must see, think I homeless, by. Need a doctor, cause I homesick, by. Thank the Lord I get home. I come in home, tell my Grammy break the joint, okay. Tell the DJ play some rain straight. From the island, I ain't from no state. Buy my ticket and I on my way. I come in home, tell my mommy bake Johnny bread. Tell my cousin how I'm cold out back. Tell the DJ play some rain straight. From the island, I ain't from no state. I come in home, it ain't no place like home. 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 It ain't no place like home.
Coco Plum Wellness Bahamas. Experience the extraordinary fusion of open system hydrocolonic hydrotherapy and holistic rejuvenation. We are located at the One West Plaza for your convenience. Cleanse, revitalize, nourish. Your journey to good health, energy, and vitality begins here. Whether you are managing your health or just simply seeking a boost, Coco Plum Wellness is here for you. Call 242-818-7586. Your wellness comes first.
You are in tuned to Foundation Radio 89.5 FM. Great talk, great music, and a great staff. Reach your customers in style by advertising with us. We have a great platform and great quality reaching the island of Nassau. Call us at 242-827-0111. Foundation Radio. Advertising made easy.
Soft yet firm. Our carpets are the best in the world. Visit Carpet World on Baloo Hill Road for the most luxurious collection of fine carpets. Call 341-8671 and visit our store, offering a wide selection in commercial and residential indoor and outdoor carpets, tiles, area mats, and much, much more. Carpet World and Flooring. Call us at 341-8671. We are at Baloo Hill Road waiting to serve you.
Residence Resort in the Garden of Eden is an ideal place for weddings and honeymoons in a tropical island setting. The dining experience is unforgettable, and it is filled with a warm and gracious cultural vibe. The atmosphere and service is second to none. Enjoy our pool bar on hot days or cool evenings when you just want to relax and have a few cold drinks and appetizers. We are located at Eastwood, Fox Hill, Nassau, Bahamas. Phone 242-819-5574. That's Residence Resort in the Garden of Eden. Come stay with us.
The best talk show in the Bahamas. The Foundation with Howard Grant. Only on 89.5 FM Foundation Radio.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Foundation with Howard Grant. Grateful to be in your company. Always grateful to be here with you. Being able to identify a few things, I want to talk with you just very quickly about some heart-wrenching stuff that's happening out there. And I know that this will hit Nikki close to home. Nicole Martin, she has put some information up. She put old pictures up, being able to talk about Perry Cox. She talked about these things, and it's an amazing thing that this level of hate exists. This propensity, this desire to kill, to murder, to extinguish a life is an amazing thing to me. I know that we're angry. I know that we're dealing with some things. I know that a lot of men, I know that demons speak very loudly, whatever your demon may be. I know that that continues to be able to amplify with substance. I know that without acknowledgement of being able to place these things before the Father, that you keep grappling with the exact same thing. I know that. In the papers today, just checking out the Guardian newspaper, you can be able to see a man charged with a trade unionist murder. The man accused of killing trade unionist Perry Cox, stealing his belongings and setting his home ablaze was charged in court on Wednesday. Garden Hills resident Anton Rowe, 25 years old, appeared before acting chief magistrate Ancella Evans, charged with the murder, arson, and stealing. Authorities responded to the house fire at Lee Street in Nassau Village on June 17th. After putting out the flames, they found Cox's body inside with stab wounds. Prosecutors allege that Rowe killed Cox and started the fire. They also allege that he stole Cox's gold Lexus, valued at $10,000, his blue iPhone 12, a Nintendo Switch that belongs to Christoph Williams. Rowe was not required to enter pleas to the charges when he appeared before acting chief magistrate Ancella Evans. He was denied bail, and the matter was adjourned to October 22nd for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. Inspector Dion Barr was the prosecutor, and Rowe represented by Kevon Maynard. That's hard, man. I don't know what happened. 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 I don't know whether or not this is about women. I don't know if this is about an indifference. I don't know if this is about lying and cheating and stealing. I don't know if this is about perception. I don't know whether or not this is have to do with his actual job. I don't know what these things is. I'm sure all the information will come, kind of billowing out there as we dive deeper into these particular things. But it's a hard thing to know, and it's a hurtful thing to know that the hate that exists in you causes you to stab a man, steal from a man, and then burn the man place down. That's demonic, sir. There's no way. There is absolutely no way. There is no way that you could believe that this is a natural way for us to be able to conduct ourselves as men in this society. There is no way. There's no way. And the only people that would champion this are idiots that sit in a space and start to be able to amplify or glorify the level of disregard and disrespect for the law, rules and regulations that govern this land. I could imagine people who identify themselves as bad being able to champion this in a language that speaks as though there is some victory to be had. I can't believe that man, the fella didn't stop him up. He jerked the fella up, and then he light the place up. He steal his Twitch, his watch, his every Jesus thing, his phone. Man, the fella wasn't thinking, man, he could leave that phone, because sometimes they track your phone, and all this stupidness I could imagine people saying. And this pain and hurt, this expunging of a life, this execution, this determination that festered in your heart, change your life and his life forever. We got to figure these things out, guys. And I don't care what you say to me and how you feel, because you're content with the position that you're in, because the enemy continues to be able to speak loudly in your ear and in your heart, because this is what's happening. We need to find our way back to God. I don't care how you feel about that. Well, Howard, I don't believe in God. All right, then. I'm not going to fight you. I don't understand these people. I remember when Ronnie was saying it. I remember big Sunday morning, getting a high mass, with tennis shoes and no socks on. And God kill you, God help you if it rain, because toe jam will kill you. His memory of people coming through the trials and tribulations of what we had in this country, his memory of being able to identify that your underwear, the recycling of a flour bag, for you to be able to ensure that your private parts aren't exposed, jumping all over the place, or funkying up your pants or your skirt. That flour bag was an avenue that our forefathers used with their resilience, their determination, their creativity, to be able to present you as a decent member of society. They remember where we came from. I keep reminding you. When I went to Turks and Caicos to visit my uncles, when I was trying to move out of the country at one point, and I get run out of Turks Island from 5 Haitians. I was so scared. God, oh Lord. I was so scared, as I didn't do them nothing. And only in retrospect, I saw that God was saying to me, this ain't where I want you to be. Only in retrospect, because when you're in it, you can't see these things. You have an objective. But when you look back at it, okay, God, you didn't want me to be there. I praise you. I give you honor and glory that you have me where you want me to be. Praise God. I went there. I saw my Uncle Felix Grant, right down there in Blue Hill and Provo. I went down there, and he showed me the whole property. He said, well, baby, you come home down there, you could get one of these pieces of property over there, and I could take care of you. You good. The family will take care of you, and all of this is yours. You see this house right here? He take me on a tour now. He said, everybody was born in there. I said, well, right there. It looked like some place where you wouldn't even carry horse. It looked like a place where you wouldn't even carry a horse. And a generation was born there, healthy and strong and able to contribute to society and grow and commit themselves to growth and development, and to expand and give opportunities, and to love and to live and to participate and to marry and to expand their family. A generation come out the bush. Your uncles and aunties and Grammys was born in the bush. When you had jaundice, your Grammy pour water down your throat and put you outside in the sun. You were sitting right in the yard in the sun and let the UV rays beat on you. Now, you so fancy, you under the generic UV rays in the hospital. And when that was insufficient enough, you scream at the government and say that the hospital is insufficient, they are not doing what you're supposed to do, people are dying every day, so forth and so on, with this great expectation. I look at these things and I try to remember who you all are. Who are you people? Who are we? This is not the identity of the Bahamas. I remember my uncle tell me about ice picks and fellas getting stabbed with ice pick and so forth and so on. I like a good fight. I was in a fight one time with this boy from West Grand, Bahama, Kynaston. I just saw Kynaston the other day. I didn't see him in years. Living right here in Nassau. A little bit challenged, but I'm hoping the best for him. Kynaston and I fighting. My friend who died, Calvano, tell me, you gotta hit Kynaston first before because we was about to gang them. There was a couple of them and there was a couple of us. I'd never been in these things before. I don't know the principles of ganging. I don't know what to do. But you gotta hit them first. So we can't say, we start the fight, you start it. Once you throw the first blow, we can take over from there. I say, really? That's how it works? Now look at me fighting Kynaston. And I wasn't fighting him for me, you know. I was fighting him for my good, decent friend, one of my best friends. I can call your name, eh? I can call your name. Kezim. Officer. Praise Jesus. He touched my good, decent friend, girlfriend. Well, it wasn't his girlfriend yet. They was on the rocks. They were still trying to figure this thing out. But nonetheless, I like her for him. Because she's my girl also. Right? All of us is in one homeroom together. She's my girl. She's still my girl. Her daddy named Howard, by the way. Right? He touched the girl behind. Bang. I said, what you doing? How you could touch my boy? How I get in people business like this, I don't know. I said, what you doing? How you could touch my boy, girlfriend behind like this? What you doing? You can't be feeling all up. That's wrong. And she's saying, oh, stop it. Stop it. Just stop. Why would you do that? I said, why would you do something like that? What you gonna do about it? That's what he asked me now. So I said, anyway, I can deal with my friend. I can tell my boy. I told you about this. My friend, when he was in grade 7, he used to have the cement tires tied at a chain. He lived down Holmes Rock. He used to run 7 o'clock in the morning on the beach with chains tied to him. Just something wrong with this man. From he was in the 7th grade, he was training like he in the military. This man crazy. Crazy. I don't know what happened to him. We out here content with playing basketball. He want lift this, bro. What you doing? Listen, for me, he was young. He want to be built and buff. I say, okay, I can deal with this right now. I go and look for him. I tell him, you wouldn't believe. Boom, boom, boom. I tell him. So he say, all right, let's go look for them. It was 2 of them, and it was 2 of us. Now, you know, being the diplomat that I am, I thought that this was going to go well. I presented myself to the man. I said, listen, see, I tell you, you shouldn't do this. Boom, 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 boom. So I would get from you, but you ain't going to do nothing, this and that, right? And Kezim was like, Howard, you really talking too much. You know you ain't going to do nothing. I couldn't take this. I take a piece of 2x4. Bam, I hit the boy in his head. But not in his head, on his shoulder, on his heart. So everybody said, oh, Howard, what are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, right? I don't know. I never initiated a fight ever. I don't know what I'm doing. Right? So we fighting. Boom. I got Kynaston. And Kezim got Javon. We fight for a little piece. We say, anyway, this is in June. We say at the end of school, we can deal with you. Tomorrow is fun day. So you disco and all these things. I go home and I tell my friend who passed away, Kelly, about it. Kelly say, Mato, we can deal with it. I say, okay, let's go. Kelly you got the Jonestown boys. So all the C-grade boys and the Jonestown boys, they jump on the thing. Let's go. I say, okay, let's go. We find Kynaston. Kynaston was hiding in the bush and he tried to run. Right? I say, Kynaston. I run towards him. Boom! One big rock bites me right here on my neck. That thing was swollen so bad you wouldn't believe it. I like them kind of fight. I live to tell you the tale of An idiot young man fighting for other people, man, of other people, woman. A tale that I can be able to sit back and learn from with gratitude, with grace, acknowledgement and experience that I could be able to say to my children, don't be a fool like your daddy. You wouldn't believe what happened. And we could laugh back at that at a time that I didn't lose a limb. I didn't get stabbed. Nothing happened. It was an indifference. All of us matured. We give God praise, honor, and glory. And these things happen in life. The need to be able to take out your enemy is wild. All he needed was a slap or a punch in his mouth. I mean, in some instances. Sometimes fellas carry wood, break a leg. These things happen. We understand these things from a traditional standpoint. But to take someone out, to murder them, is wild. These are allegations that are brought against Anton Rowe. In October, they're going to the voluntary bill of indictment. He's been charged in this particular, he didn't enter a plea whether guilty or not guilty. And it's just a sad thing to know that you kill someone, alleged or otherwise. You're identified as a murderer in our society. Very small society. There's too many IDs. There's too many names. There's too many positions that are shifting to be able to be identified in the darker realm and the underworld of our society. There's too much men being viewed as criminals, as thieves. There's too much things happening in this world. I pray for you all, man. I really do. I don't want to see that for you, man. I don't want to see that for you guys. I don't want to see jail for you. I don't want to see death for you. I don't want to see... Yeah, I don't have a problem with being able to watch Little World Star and somebody get their teeth knocked out. Like, that's a different story. You can be okay. You could just go to Colombia and get one of them big teeth Jake was talking about. I don't really want to see you get taken out. There is so much more life to live. This too shall pass. This trial, this tribulation, this heaviness in your spirit, this depression, these things that you're going through while you're contemplating suicide, while you're contemplating murder, while you're contemplating stealing, while you're contemplating these particular ideas, while you're rejecting and shaking your fists at God, this too shall pass. This is only your time to go through, baby. Go through. Stop being a sissy and let's go through. Let's go through. Take your blows. Let's go through. You got to get to the next side. But you could never reach the next side if you steep yourself in a mindset that maybe it's better if I tap into this darkness that's speaking to you, this darkness. You got to stop that. 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 You bigger than that, baby. You better than that. You better than that. You don't got to put yourself in that position. You better than that. Stop it. Stop it. I like a good fight. I like a good old fight. I like a let me lift you up and slam you down fight. I like a let me bust your teeth out your mouth. I'm not promoting this. But if it's a contrast between promoting these kind of a gory, almost ancient Rome type fights, not necessarily to the death. I like that. I like a hand-to-hand combat. I like that. I like that. I like that. I don't, this gun thing, this kind of, no, this, let me stab him to death thing. No, we men, let's fight like men. Like two lions in the bush, like two gorillas. Let's fight. Murder? Come on, man. Come on, man. There is nothing that happened. We can't fix this. There is nothing that happened so bad. There is nothing. There is absolutely nothing that happened so bad that we can't fix this. Nothing. There is nothing that happened so bad. It only feels bad right now in the moment, you know. It only feel heavy in this moment that we existed. But there is nothing that happened so bad we got to kill somebody. In the moment when I have an indifference with my wife and I row it, I'm mad, you know. I may be mad to fire. You know what I mean? Like I may be absolutely hot. And then I get up and then I say, let me come from around here. And let's say I jump on my car and I go for a ride. Right? I stop somewhere or I listen into some music or something like that. And this time I used to pray. I just used to pray. And it started off rough. God, I can't believe this. I don't know what this is, dear Father. You tell me this, blah, 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 blah. Me and Jesus talking. And then by the time the conversation finished, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, no more than 10 minutes, I call her back. Baby doll, I apologize for being an idiot. I love you very much. I didn't mean to do this. And not because I'm a repetitive type, you know what I mean? Like how these people abuse you and all these things like that. It's just that there's a conditioning I think a lot of us have in our societies, the PTSD that we grew up with, the way that we would have been able to engage our environments and see our parents engage each other, or grandparents or uncles and aunts or big cousins or people around you. There is a kind of a branding in your brain to say that this is how you deal with these issues. So that PTSD that exists with you. And so I've done a lot with trying to run away from that, because there was a lot of arguments in 8 Bar Rock as I was coming into my own, as I was coming into my vision, my strength as a man, my identity. It wasn't necessarily that of the environment around me. You know what I mean? And I kept having to explain myself for why I'm doing what I did. And nobody understands. Nobody care about what you're trying to explain. This is unfamiliar. And so why don't you do something that's familiar? And so you look for a space that you don't have to be able to answer to your inclinations, to your desires, to your goals, your aspirations, to this urge, this idea, this dream that exists in you. So you move. But as you move, you carry some of the traits that you've grown and that you've learned with you. But consciousness and understanding says to you, this ain't what I want. So when I row with my wife, we have a little indifference or whatever the case may be, this ain't what I want for my life. I don't want to be out here rowing with no woman. I ain't got time for that. I got things to do. I don't be rowing like I ain't got time for all of that. I don't want to row. I don't want to talk. I don't even do what I call to do. I don't got time for all the extra things, and I don't even do what I'm called to do. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying to you. And so I say with love in my heart and the reminder of where we came from, no matter the modern aspects, no matter the access to Princess Margaret and all the clinics that the PLP and the FNM wish to build, and all the access to these things, and the Ministry of Health being able to identify opportunities to expand into wellness and so forth and so on. The country is changing. But there are rudimentary, foundational elements that can never change. That we exist on the shoulders of men and women who took a chance in faith and knew, like no other time in their life, that giving birth was one foot in the grave, and they did it anyhow. Happy independence to them people too. Our great-grandparents knew that giving birth could possibly mean death. Happy independence to them. Grammy them, in their house dress, had 12 children. Nothing on under that now. Praise Jesus. And I'll just be very clear. You go by grandma, mama. Hey, baby, what's going on with you? Hey, baby, you just come by mama. You all right? You okay? They got on that dress all day with the little two pocket right here. All day. They got that on in the house. 10 children, 12 children, 6 children. No Ron Memorial. No Princess Margaret. The midwife, and all the midwife knew how to do was tell you, hold on, wait. Boil water and pray. The midwife is just the hands of God. Pray and asking God to let this be a healthy baby in the delivery. That's what we had midwife for all our children. No, I didn't think I had no midwife for the last two. I had midwife for the first two. The last two is Nassau children. They're born here in the city of Nassau. I don't know. I can't remember. I have to ask my wife. Don't forget where you come from, man. Ain't no much anger in the world that cause you to kill a man. Just take a little breath. Take a little. Walk away. Talk to somebody about it. Somebody with sense now. Don't go talking to an idiot who can say, I can't believe he do that. And what you do? These are not the people that you want to talk to. Okay? Stop. Let's make this country great. Let's align ourselves with the greatness that exists in us. The dreams that we have to get to, let's get to that. Let's stop getting ourselves bogged down with being able to compare our lives to the lives of other people around us. You keep saying what people got. Oh, they buy this new Jator car. They buy this, they got that, or that. These people got debt. They got to eat noodles all month. They don't know if they got a worm in their stomach or if that's noodles. That just been there too long. They only looking good around you. They can't wait when you work at the hotel to be able to eat something and the hotel staff, because they can't eat. Gas going up. They now catching bus. What happened to your car? Ain't nothing happened to the car. You ain't got no money for gas. You say, well, let me come by you and come by. No. We can meet out here, because they ain't got no power on in the house. Things are not easy. You think people living good, they ain't gonna show you. You think they dress well and you ain't know who clothes they borrowing. You comparing your life to other people's life. You don't know nothing about what people have and what they don't have. You just have to give God praise. You got to get your head out of the cloud of darkness, of comparison and envy, jealousy. You need to stop that. Stop it. Give God praise for where you are and move forward. You're on here watching these people and being able to build a storm of hatred in your heart for them. And as soon as you light up the place and you run, you knew your life was over. You starved the man, thief the things, light up the place, run. You knew your life was over. There is no demon. Every time you do a deed, after that, the demons leave you. Now you are left alone. You are left alone. They have done their job. They've completed their task. You have done their part. You have murdered a man. Now the demons leave you alone. And now all of a sudden you come to your senses. You just say, oh my God, what have I done? God, what have I done? And you could never undo that. Let's think, ladies and gentlemen. Let's think. Let's think. I pray for Perry Cox's family. I pray for Anton Rose's family, 25 years old. I know if you was a daddy. I know if you got a girlfriend. I know if you got one little thing you was cutting up with. I know. That's why we all need a healthy relationship to keep us distracted. Amen? From doing stupidity. Get a good, decent woman in your life to change your life. Take that energy and let's go build a house. Be decent. Quick break, guys. We're going to be right back after this.
Howard Grant will be back right after this.
The foundation.
Residence Resort in the Garden of Eden is an ideal place for weddings and honeymoons in a tropical island setting. The dining experience is unforgettable, and it is filled with a warm and gracious cultural vibe. The atmosphere and service is second to none. Enjoy our pool bar on hot days or cool evenings when you just want to relax and have a few cold drinks and appetizers. We are located at Eastwood, Fox Hill, Nassau, Bahamas. Phone 2428-195574. That's Residence Resort in the Garden of Eden. Come stay with us.
Soft yet firm. Our carpets are the best in the world. Visit Carpet World on Baloo Hill Road for the most luxurious collection of fine carpets. Call 341-8671 and visit our store, offering a wide selection in commercial and residential indoor and outdoor carpets, tiles, area mats, and much, much more. Carpet World and Flooring. Call us at 341-8671. We are at Baloo Hill Road waiting to serve you.
And you ain't even realize that this is what you do.
You are in tuned to Foundation Radio 89.5 FM. Great talk, great music, and a great staff. Reach your customers in style by advertising with us. We have a great platform and great quality reaching the island of Nassau. Call us at 242-827-0111. Foundation Radio. Advertising made easy.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Foundation with Howard Grant. Grateful to be in your company. Always grateful to be here with you. Just be able to talk about these things. A blaze, ravages Bimini homes. 5 families displaced yesterday. A fire on Bimini yesterday razed 5 buildings before it was brought under control, leaving 5 families displaced and residents frustrated over the continued lack of inadequate fire services on the island. As winds threatened to further spread the flames, community members worked to fight the fire, creating a line to the sea and using buckets to get water. Police said that they responded to the blaze on Kings Highway. Did we change the highway name, or does it just change automatically? You know what I mean? Like, okay, so long live the Queen. The Queen ain't here no more. Do we just automatically call it Kings Highway? Is that something that we do? Oh, isn't there an ode and like a commemoration to the King? I mean, to the Queen? Should we find some, like the roads in Pinedale, we can name that Kings Highway? You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't know. This is an interchangeable road. Praise Jesus. So, Kings Highway on Bailey Town, shortly after 6 a.m. The cause of the fire was not yet determined, and there were no injuries, but the incident deeply impacted the tiny community of the Northwest Bahamas. Ebenezer Abby David, a bonefish guide and restaurant owner, said that it was... Let's go to 9, guys. Disgraceful that residents were left scrambling to contain the blaze. Said it was disgraceful that residents were left scrambling to contain the blaze, and I think that it is disgraceful with the amount of money that Bimini turns over to this country for us not to have the right fire engine and the right men here to place a fight in place to fight these fires. This is what David Ebby told the people. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I can be honest with you. I'm sorry to be able to hear the life of these particular persons changed forever as it relates to being able to find refuge and someplace to stay as a result of these particular fires. 5 families. And I would have watched it, you know. I watched a little something that I want to play for you right now. Let me go look for it. I watched a little something. Let me see where I think I watched it on ZNS. Let me check it out. I think I watched it on ZNS. I'm going to look right now. It actually spoke to... So I can look at it right now and see exactly what's what, and then we'll make a determination as to what's happening. Hold on. Because I saw it, and she started to be able to speak with clarity about what happened. She spoke about the fact that she left, there was an electrical cord that was sparking by her daughter's room. I think 8 families lost their thing, right? Let's see if this is it. Yeah, man. I think that's it right there. Let me see that.
I swept through 4 homes.
Let's get that. Hold on. Let me put it up on the screen now so you can be able to see it. So check me out, guys. 242. If you're looking at it, you could be able to see exactly what's what. We can pull it up right now so you could be able to see that. And we could be able to talk about it. But this was devastating, man. Jesus, don't tell me I lost that, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Let's go back to ZNS. I just had it. It was right here. All right, let's go through it and let's see if we can find it. It was 4 homes, early morning blaze. Let's see if we can be able to find that and talk about it so you can see exactly what's what. Guys, you can be able to check us out right here on Foundation 242 on all these particular platforms, and you can see it. Okay, here we go.
Everything up in flames. The story of several Bimini families after an early morning fire swept through 4 homes in the tiny family island, leaving a community emotionally torn. Our Cleopatra Murphy, who was on the ground earlier today, starts us off tonight.
At least 8 people are displaced and 4 properties destroyed following an early morning fire in Baileytown, Bimini that started with an air conditioning unit. In the end, Nuria Rule says she and her 7 months pregnant daughter made it out with just the clothes on their backs, while the home she built out of pocket was left a charred shell. Well after 1 p.m., small flames continued to burn, while first responders and members of the community continued to work in the scorching heat to douse smoldering embers. Rule is grateful for the collective community effort and grateful to be alive, but also mournful.
I heard something crackling and I woke up and it was right to my daughter's bed. It was the plug from the air condition, and I woke her up, and I woke up and I went and I turned the brake off immediately, and I grabbed the fire extinguisher, but the pin would not pull. The pin would not pull, and I know I couldn't put water on it. So we tried to smother it, and then it just keep getting wet.
The island's Member of Parliament, the Honourable Randy Roll, worked along with community members toting buckets of water to help out the flames, along with a fire truck from the airport and a pump truck sent to assist from Resorts World Bimini. The fire, the second in days after a restaurant went up in flames Monday, sheds renewed light on the call for fire trucks on family islands.
In a small island like Bimini, people say fire trucks. That may not necessarily be the best solution. We were able to get a assistance from the fire truck over at South Bimini that eventually came, and we were able to help and out the fire. But maybe pumps are needed. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow an assessment to happen, and based on the assessments, we'll know what the island needs.
Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, was among a delegation that traveled to Bimini to conduct an assessment and, as he put it, let residents know that government supports them. He says the situation could have been much more dire.
We're here today at the clinic as well because we had a few of the firefighters impacted. We had one person airlifted, but we have ASP Sayers, who is a trained firefighter. He is here today with minor injuries, and we wanted to come and thank him and the other members of the team, along with Officer McPhee, who is leading the charge as the officer in charge of Bimini.
Minister of Social Services, the Honorable Barbara Cartwright, adds that her ministry was able to provide immediate relief for those residents impacted.
We are ensuring that they have a safe place to sleep tonight, and moving forward as much as a month or two until the government decides how they will help them. So we'll be with them throughout the period of their discomfort. So they have asked us for certain things additional, and we intend to provide those things by tomorrow for them. So we're going to make sure they're okay.
Following their assessments, officials say as much as 32 people have been displaced. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, later this morning, the Prime Minister...
As the Bahamas Tonight, being able to talk about those things. And I'm glad to see that that leadership has taken on this kind of a strong role and just jumping at it. I think it's important. I want to commend Barbara Cartwright and the Honorable Barbara Cartwright in her particular capacity of being hands-on and being able to, out there, being able to deal with some stuff. So that's important. And so that's always good to see. And also, this is not the first time that we would have seen this, whether on Bimini, whether Exuma, whether Abaco. We've seen these particular fires, and there seems sort of a scream for fire trucks. And so this kind of dismissive approach to being able to say, maybe not fire trucks or whatever the case may be, we understand that there must be an avenue to alleviate, given the fact of the proximity of the island, the closeness of the homes, the wind shift that comes into these particular spaces, the dependency that people have on these. Listen, man. And if we do some digging, you may not find insurance in place, the type of insurance that you need to be able to rebuild, or the type of insurance that gives you an opportunity to be able to rebuild after these devastations happen. You see what I'm saying? Like, so you need to be able to be in a good position and identify how these things could be done. But kudos to the government. Shouts out to the government, and congratulations for them being to be as proactive as possible. I know that we will be hearing from you, from those particular persons who will say whether you did something or you didn't do nothing. They can tell us. Randy come around here talking about what he can do and all these things. Say that Randy ain't do nothing. You see? So you got to be able to identify that. We want to be able to commend the persons for being able to take that. I see a telephone call. If you're trying to reach me, 827-0111, 827-0111. The other one is not hooked up to the thing. So 827-0111. Leon Lundy handled that taxi situation so well. I'm really impressed with him. He seems to have a calm demeanor. Both Randy and the former FNM candidate both said that they don't think that the fire trucks would be the most suitable. Okay, it don't have to be fire trucks. And you don't have to think of fire trucks in the traditional sense of that big, bulky thing. There are modified approaches that you could be able to take. These things could be even outfitted and identified for what you need. That's a casual conversation with a wholesale partner in China right now. Whether that's you want to be able to build something, you sit down, you speak with Herschel Walker. He helps you out if you want to go to America. He helps you out with the proper persons. You identify what you need. You talk about these particular things. You say to them, this is what you need. Come on, man. Come on. We don't need to sit here and talk about what doesn't need to happen. We figure out what needs to happen. I keep telling you, stop throwing words at these things, man. Politicians need not to sit in a position and continue to throw words at something. They need a true sense of relief. And in fact, you could be able to do a volunteer, island-wide volunteer for firefighters, island-wide. You could give accessibility, make one little shed. You could do it. You could do that. This ain't hard. You could make one little shed every 50 feet, every 75 feet on the island. The island only so big. Every 75 feet along the main thoroughfare, right? Every 100 feet along the main thoroughfare. You put one little shack, you put a pump house in there, boom. You put 100 foot of cord, 150 foot of cord, you put it right there, you set it up, go 100 feet, boom. Drill down to the ground, boom. You drill, you put it there, you make it a pump house, you cut the thing on, bang. You identify volunteers here at the community, you show them how to use it, where to use it, so forth and so on. Every 100 feet you got one right there on the seed's edge. When you go to Bimini, you see these little small pump houses, they red. Make it red, high bright red, right? You make sure electricity go to it. You could be able to do that either by the electricity of the island, or you could be able to put a solar to it, whatever you want to do. You keep the place charged, you keep all these things done. If something happened, you got people trained. I'm telling you, these Bimini people will come out to your courses. You do that in tandem with CPR training. I'm telling you, these people will come out. And you use that as a beta test that you could be able to extend to other islands. And so you use the exact same thing in Exuma. I just don't understand. I'm telling you, because we have access to finance or the desire to be able to get finance, your creativity has just cut off entirely. There are people who got trucks that could drill in the ground right now. You could drill a well right now. Right now. You drill a well, you put a tank on that, you create a space to be able to do that. The tank could be able to hold 25 gallons or whatever the case may be. You identify that, you create something that you could be able to tap into this. And there are things that you could put a fire hydrant there. There are things that you can do right now. Right now. Money is not the answer to these things, man. You got to tap into creativity. You got to tap into the power of creativity and community to be able to answer these things. I agree, you may not need a fire truck. You may not need a fire truck. The island is too small. You may not need a fire truck. But you definitely need access to be able to get this water. You definitely need that. And if you're thinking about the big fire trucks, you may not need that. You may need a little small one. Something that can hold 150 gallons, 250 gallons. I don't know. Something. You need a pump. You need a truck that is outfitted. You get 2 trucks that is outfitted with a saline pump. You figure out how to be able to do these things. Oh, well, sometimes it is go out, the reefers do this, the reefers do that. Okay, so now you get your backhoe, you go to the water edge, you dig a hole, right? You dig a hole right there on the edge of the water that could be able to house your water for you. You go down 50 feet. You go down 25 feet. So anytime the water come over it, it's settled in there. And you make it just like a fish trap. You put the top on the top of it. When there's a fire or anything, you could pop the top open, drop the pump inside, bop, you pump it, boom, we jamming. You ain't got to, how far we got to go out to throw this pump on the water? You got to do all that. We got it right here, mate. Done. I tell you, our country lacks proactivity. We got to be proactive. We got to think ahead. We can't think. You see, I hate not having the money I need to get what I want done. I must tell you, I hate not having the money I need to get the things I want done. I hate not having the money. But I can tell you one thing. Because I don't have the money, I got to figure out how I could get what I need to get done without money. And so I tap into my creativity all day. I figure out how to do some things. I do this, I do that. I tap into my relationships. I ain't scared to beg and ask, hey, listen, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? I don't have the money. I'm not afraid to ask. I'm not afraid. You can tell me yes or no. That ain't no big deal. And you ain't the only person who could do this. I can figure out how I can get this done. Jesus can tell you that I can figure this out. Anybody who ever worked with me know one thing. I can figure this out. Don't worry about that. I can figure it out. I go read and search and research and identify and go on YouTube and go here, go all over, trying to figure out this ain't the first time this happened. This had to happen to somebody before. What did they do? And I figure it out. Every time I figure it out. All this time you're sitting down here having a conversation about where we need trucks or we don't need trucks. Ain't nobody dig nothing yet. I guarantee you since then they didn't dig but 15 wells. They didn't dig but 15 wells. I don't know about the freshwater situation. I don't know whether or not this is a freshwater issue, or whether or not we could be able to get these particular things done as a result of fresh water. I don't know whether or not there's brackish water that we're dealing with. I don't know how much water is there in reserve that could be hold for Bimini. I don't know. I only could tell you from a superficial standpoint, before we get to the technocrats that say, Howard, this ain't good, we could do this, we could do that. This is the core concept that we have. As a result of the core concept, we need to build around that. We already know that we ain't dealing with no trucks. If we get a truck, we're getting 2 modified trucks that can do this, this, and this, but it has to work in tandem with the things that we have. Leadership should not be saying what we don't have. That's not your responsibility. We knew before you came here what we didn't have. We knew before you came here what we didn't have. You don't need to come here and tell me what we don't have. I knew that before you came here. Well, we don't have, excuse me, sir. We didn't hire you to remind us of what we didn't have before you reach. We hired you to tap into your relationships, your creativity, your ability to pull the right people together and identify how we can get to a solution. Solution. We need a solution. We don't need repetition about what we already knew. Amen? Solution. I pray that the minds, the spirits, the resilience that exists in Bimini, especially as we celebrate our 53rd anniversary, comes together and finds a way to be able to assist these people and help them to get out, because Bimini people are a people who build on their own, stand on their own, and they do well. And so we're looking with significant interest at you now, Randy, to see your contribution and what will be done in this area to be able to touch the lives of these people and to really transform that. I gotta, like I said, commend Barbara Cartwright in her position. I commend the Deputy Prime Minister who's sitting in the seat of Acting Prime Minister for his proactivity in being able to send a delegation down there. I commend Randy Rowe and his capacity of being able to participate however he can. But all these things are just topical. All these things are identified before. All these things are just temporal. We need a solution. Amen? The woman said she was in there and she tried her hardest to pull it and that thing would not come out. We need someone who is a volunteer to go around. You could do that. You could find 4 volunteers, break up Bimini into quadrants, have the volunteers check people extinguisher twice every 3 months. You understand what I'm saying? Like within the first quarter, you got to get your extinguishers checked twice. The second quarter, you get your extinguishers checked twice. Third quarter, you get your extinguishers checked twice. The government has an opportunity for you to be able to get, you don't have to purchase your extinguishers. You don't have to go and do these things. There's not a private entity. The government will provide you an opportunity to be able to ensure that you have your extinguishers in your house. That's what you're doing. You ain't doing that for everybody in the Bahamas. You're doing that for the small island of Bimini. You go to Exuma, you say, okay, for the people who live in this particular constituency, we've had these particular issues again. You duplicate the same concept that you did in Bimini, you take it to Exuma. You go to Arawaki, you do the exact same concept, you put it on Arawaki. The same concept of being able to eradicate and ensure that everyone is aware and capable of being able to fight these particular matters on Porter's Key, you put it on Porter's Key. The same concept and idea that you seek to duplicate, you put that on what the next beach called? Jesus, that thing that's gone under my head. Anyway. Maybe he's gonna get Kong Salad down the road down there. And oh yeah, you could do it in Gambia also. No, but east. Montague. You take too long this time. You take too long. I don't know what's wrong with it, man. Yeah, so these things ain't difficult. We just got to be able to figure out a way to get these things done. Stop looking for money and start looking for creativity. If you forget the idea, if you approach these things as though you don't have nothing, and you create a plan, a concept, and an idea to be able to execute that without money, I guarantee you the money will come. You would be surprised to know the participation that you would have once you engage people and say, this is what we need from you. I guarantee you will be surprised to know the participation that you would have if you engage people and say, this is what we need from you. I guarantee you. It will blow your mind to know that people are concerned, they want to participate, they want to help, they know they ain't got no money, but they have a skill set, they want to develop it, they want to learn about these things, they want to be able to protect their community. Just ask. You're sitting down here and just assuming that just ask. Ask. And you will be blown away to know that there is a desire, an appetite to be able to get these things done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for our show today. I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to tune in with us. Tomorrow is Independence. And so we want to be able to celebrate our independence and really be able to thank God that we're living and we're here in the land of the living, in a place that we could call home, in a place that we could be able to identify that is ours. I want to remind you, there is no place like home. There is no place like the Bahamas. Have a greater appreciation. Stop liking man. You're looking at somebody else's things and making a determination of what you have. Rid yourself of this jealousy. Know that there is a call in your life. If you're living now, you have a purpose. If you're living now, there's a skill that you got to be able to make some things happen. If you're living now, there is an opportunity for you to be able to grow. You are here. You ain't got to run to the States. You ain't got to run to Colombia and Venezuela and Cuba and no place else. You ain't got to go to Jamaica and Antigua and Barbuda. You ain't got to go nowhere to Canada. You're home, baby. All we got to do is shift the furniture around to make sure it's comfortable for us. All we got to do is polish it up and clean it up. 53 years. This is ours. Amen. I can't get no amen. Amen. Get one cold cowbell and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourselves over the weekend, guys. Do so with responsibility. Don't drive. And be responsible. If you're 18 and you want to carry one little thing out, don't be stupid. Be decent. You're 18 years old. You want to make 8,000 miles an hour with a young lady in the car. Drive slow. Take your time. You're supposed to be cutting up with her the whole time. Hey, baby, listen, you know what? This and that. Don't lie to her. Just tell her, hey, listen. So what you like to do? Learn chivalry. Learn how to cut up with the girls properly. Don't just ask her, you hungry? You want bamboo shark and want blue mystic? You need to stop it. Trying to get the gal to cut a special. This ain't even that type. What you doing? Get your life together. Learn how to cut up with a young lady. Think about family. Think about expansion. Stop thinking pleasure and lust. Jesus, I can't get no amen. All you want to do is just, well, you know what I do? You wouldn't believe. Stop it. I never was looking for no woman when I was in Cuba. Nobody's go to Cuba looking for a woman. I mean, not to keep. I mean, let's just be decent. I in Cuba, I find a wife. You think I get a less leave her there? I got to be able to, he who find a wife, find a good thing. I never knew at such a young age I would be getting something permanent. Praise Jesus. In a place like home, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your holiday. Do so safely. I will see you guys on Monday, God spare our lives, right here on Foundation Radio 89.5 FM. Have a beautiful weekend, guys.
There ain't no place like home. There ain't no place like home. Somebody does.